There was a guy who did a movie, something in Miami, who did the same with forgetting to turn on the mics.
I didn't. What do you mean?
Huh?
What do you mean the same?
Like you always forget to turn on the mics.
Yeah, well, give me a check one too, huh?
And then I said, oh, my cameraman, Mitch, the singer, he always forget that. He's so unprofessional. And you know what the most unprofessional thing is? He's not even here in Miami. He's on some crazy trip with his wife because he's gonna get a kid.
So fuck him.
Just kidding. I've missed you. We are on our way to the transition zone to rack the bikes for the night. Yeah, I've just had a spin down here to Playa Blanca from LANZAROTE, and then just making sure everything is okay. It is. So that's a good thing. Yeah. So afterwards it's just home, get something to eat, and legs up. Yeah, so we're sitting here in Lanzarote, Club LANZAROTE, after the Ironman 70.3 Lanzarote. Mitch have been on a trip to find himself and value for his life, together with his wife, throughout Asia and whatnot. So he's been enjoying life the last couple of months, hence why we haven't released any YouTube videos really. So it's exciting to have him back. I've missed him a lot. Last week I raced Clash Miami. It was a good race to start the season. I haven't really had that high expectations of my level so far. I had a solid hit out in here on Lanzarote at 3-week training camp, where I felt like I got moving again. But again, it would be kind of I wouldn't say dumb, but naive if I thought I would be on a real high class level. I entered Clash Miami and 70.3 Lanzarote because I just want to get some racing in. It's going to be a season where the rest of the races are basically high profile races, and I made tons of mistakes at these races, and I just want to get them out of the way and get into the groove of racing and the feel of being in a field and all that. Because you get surprised every year, and I just wanted to do it now. Now I then can focus on the training towards those high A races, I'd call it, with PTO Ibiza and Challenge Roth coming up. So we had a nightmare of a travel to Europe from Miami, and we went through Paris, and it was just a shit show. 48 hours of traveling, which should only be 17 hours. So that was kind of tough. But that's how it goes. Sometimes you just get yeah, you just get butt. No, but we came here, and I feel like Carl have been with me for the past 2 weeks, and it's been great.
Again, he's gonna be here to make Daniel look good.
Yeah, he's just a nice guy. I really enjoy hanging out with him, and he's the best kind of support because he's very good at reading the situation. Especially in situations like the travel where things are not going to plan, then it's nice to have somebody who is seeking solutions instead of making bigger issues out of it. And I think we got the best out of it. And the last couple of days leading into the race, you know, the body never feels great because of the jet lag. That was one thing I wanted to try because we have the situation of PTO US and Asia within 2 weeks, where you also have to do a massive time zone change if you want to do it. If you want to do both races, and also if you're qualified, that's not sure yet. So I have to get my shit together. So you know, we went to the start in the morning, and I think actually, you know, I was ready. I never really enter a race and feeling like I'm not ready. And the last couple of days, the last day and leading into the race, I felt like the body were turned around and I could do some proper push. And the cannon went. Found myself in a bigger swim group. Got a punch in the face and could navigate with only my right eye. But that's, as I said, that's what you're faced with when you're racing. So it's better to have that now, and then, you know, kind of working from that, because that is what the race situation gave me. So I just have to make the best out of it. And I think I also came out of the water fairly easy in the front, and got ready to push. Just lacked power from the beginning, and that was kind of where the mental side of my performance kind of just went down the drain, because I started just having negative thoughts, and, you know, didn't really believe in the things I planned to do. There was no quality in the decisions I took, and, you know, that's especially on a race like here on Lanzarote, where the conditions are so tough. It's just a massive punch in the face. You just have to be there mentally, and you have to believe in yourself. Otherwise, it's difficult to perform. And that's a cool thing about the sport. Like, you cannot go to a race and just win on an off day. You have to actually be there, because the quality of the field is just strong at every race. Here we had, especially Justus Nieslag and Thor, who just showed up and raced really proper races, and it was great to see. But there you can't not be firing on all cylinders in order to compete with those guys. So I found myself in a group with Peter Hemmerich and I don't know, some other guys. Tried to get people to work together a bit, and that can, of course, we had a massive headwind going up to the top of Timon Fire, and, you know, just looking down, you're riding like, I think the first 60 kilometers we had 35 kilometers an hour average. And we were pushing some decent watts, and so it's a tough course. I think it's one of the toughest out there, because you just have the headwind between your eyes all day long. It feels like it. And Thor came past. I tried to go with him, and pretty quick I knew I didn't really have the legs to do that. Didn't have the mind either. So that was just how it went. Got dropped and just sat behind basically for the rest of the ride. Tried to get the best out of it, but, you know, that kind of feeling where you you're pushing, but then again you are kind of negative about the situation you're in, and that just creates some kind of evil spiral. Trying to get back to the assignment, but then you get back to negative thoughts again, thinking you're just a piece of shit who can't do anything, and it's not really productive when it comes to proper race performance. Got into T2 and just tried to limit the damages. The first 8K went pretty well. I thought I had some like pretty solid performance there, and then after the 8K I just shut down completely. First the energy and kind of, you know, that feeling of like your legs are just starting to be empty, and then afterwards the mind goes as well. I could see number 4 and 5 in front of me, and I couldn't close the gap, and I started to just, yeah, the legs just shut down, and the brain too afterwards. I'm 100% sure I looked like shit up there. And then, you know, that feeling of like looking at your watch and thinking, oh, I ran faster in Israel than I do right now. So it's just depressing. It's tough to dig yourself out of that hole when it's already pretty deep. So, you know, shit happens, and that is how it is. Of course, I hope to go here and compete for the podium. But yeah, you can't do that every time. And then at least there was some light in it all with one of the guys from the Danish Cartel who stepped up and took a strong podium with like a really outstanding performance. I'm very happy for Thor that he got that podium, because it's just been waiting for a long time, and I know he's been in great shape since January basically. So it's just, I hope he can build from that and have a good season. Yeah.
Yeah. And how, like, I think it's interesting to hear how, like, even the pros like yourself who have had like such good success in the past, how you can still end up in a situation just like in your head kind of saying you're shitty, and you know, but like how did you, like, what do you do to deal with that after the race, and like how do you just get, you know, past it and look to the next step?
You know, it's a mixture of many things, because it's a strange feeling right now, because I think deep down I did know that I didn't have the physical level to be on top of the podium today. It's a very, very different way of how all my other seasons have started, because I've always started like being in great shape in March, you know, done a couple of good performances in Dubai and feeling like basically starting the season on top of the world. But I've also learned from that, because it also feels like then you go from being like very high in your level to not really progressing anywhere, and it's very difficult to progress from there. So I think for the amount of training I've done so far, I'm pretty comfortable that we can raise the level quite significantly, and most important, my coach thinks so as well. So that's nice, at least. So you know, it is on one hand it's a slap to the face. It's terrible to be in a situation where you feel like you compete like a weak ass bitch, but at the same time I'm quite happy because I'm very motivated, because I believe in the work we do, and I believe in the plan we have going forward, and from here it can't be any worse. So not that I want to jinx it, but I think for sure we'll get better from here. So what's next is a Red Bull training camp for Destination Red Bull. I'm gonna enjoy a week of getting to know some new people, and just spending time kind of teaching what I have on my heart. I really enjoy working with Red Bull in general, and also Destination Red Bull, because it's cool that they give the opportunity of to age groupers who wanna like train with a pro for a week, and for me that would be 100% a dream come true if I was in that position. So I want to give other people that as well. After that, I have one week left on Club La Senza where I want to train a bit. I have Carl here, whom will join that week as well. So the quality session starts there, and of course we'll get a bunch of training done here, but it's also about reloading mentally and refocusing, so we can be ready for a proper push towards PTO Ibiza in the start of May.
You look at that guy, the Canadian guy.
The Canadian guy. So everybody, this is Carl.
Hello.
And Carl, what do you say to everybody else? Please remember to...
please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Was that it?
Yeah. I'm proud of you.
There you go.